Some young people in Boston recently had a chance to compete as entrepreneurs of the future. The Achievers Entrepreneurship Business Plan competition received help from Santander Bank, and it was hosted by the nonprofit Friends of the Children Boston. Joining us are the group's executive director, Yi-Chin Chen, along with an achiever and competition winner, Tanayja Reid. Thank you both very much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
I want to start with Yi-Chin. Talk about what the young people had to do here. This is not just about putting an idea on paper.
No, definitely not. It's actually a very rigorous program. It's an accelerated 14-week entrepreneurship boot camp where young people work in teams of between 3 and 5. And they have to do research on the community. They have to actually narrow down the idea. They have to do community asset mapping, talk to residents and businesses, and then eventually have to actually put together budgets, marketing plans, and presentations as if they're doing a startup pitch. So it's actually very intense.
Tanayja, sounds like the idea here was not just to make money, but to make sure you do right by the community. So what went through your mind?
So our business was called Smooth Readings, which was a smoothie place in a bookstore. And it wasn't only, like you said, to make money, it was also to create a social benefit. And that took a lot of research, where we was gonna put it, what was in the community already and what wasn't. So there, a lot of research went into our business plan and went into the actual business itself, and which caused us to have to go out and actually talk to people that lived in the area and actually see what was there and what wasn't there and what needed to be there.
Now, where did you see this smoothie bookstore popping up?
So when we first started, we had to pick, me and my team, we had to go through a list of ideas of what we wanted to do. And we narrowed it down to we wanted either a smoothie place or a bookstore. So which eventually caused us to have to go out and ask the people that were living in the Roxbury Crossing community. And we had to ask them, and half of the people that we asked ended up saying that they wanted both of them. So then we just combined them together. It became a smoothie and bookstore.
Right. Turning back to you, Chen, as far as the next step, you get a concept, you get some feedback from people. So what comes on after that?
Yeah, so what's interesting is this is the first year that we've done a program like this. So the idea really actually came over a year ago when a lot of our young people are getting older. And because our model follows our young people for 12 and a half years, from kindergarten all the way through high school graduation, they begin to kind of have a lot of questions about financial literacy, about what it takes to start their own business. And so we've only done this program once. And for us, the next step is really about learning from the program this year. And for some of the winning teams, they have actually been invited by a lot of community partners to further explore their business ideas. And I know that some of them, including Smooth Reading, have had many interests in thinking about how to share their business plan for maybe some new business owner that want to adapt it and to be able to implement it as an idea of their own.
We'll have more on this project in just a moment.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Here to tell us more about the business plan competition are two more local winners, Shayla Massiah and Kahleel Kennedy. Thank you both very much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
I want to start with Shayla. First of all, talk about the idea that you were working on.
My idea is a Caribbean/soul food truck, and it's basically a food truck that we came about based on our backgrounds and what we love to do.
And of course, I'm thinking here, a Caribbean Fest. I'm thinking of thousands of people who are out and they're in the mood for something Caribbean, even if they're not Caribbean of background. They want to try some of this. So I guess maybe this is feeding into your idea about doing business?
Yep, definitely. We have a lot of food choices, like the curry, the goat, and stuff like that we have to offer.
But you said also soul food, too.
Yep. One of my other business partners is African American, so we incorporated what her culture was with our culture and combined it together.
Kahleel, what about your plan? I know there is some eating and drinking involved here, but there's a lot more to it, right?
Yeah, my business is the Art Cafe. It's a hybrid cafe where one part is when you paint and the other part is where you eat. So yeah.
Now, this is something you pictured as maybe doing in Cobbin Square in Dorchester, right?
Yes.
How did you arrive at that, saying this is going to work at that location?
We walked around and we asked multiple people what they thought, and a good 80% said that it was a strong idea and that a lot of artists come in that area but have nowhere to go to like really paint and to put their art and to put their paintings up and to show them to people. So we wanted to give them an opportunity to come there and show their paint and allow other people in the area to come paint.
Shayla, what about how this whole competition process influenced what you did? Because you didn't just come up with an idea and put it on paper. What did you learn from this?
I learned from it that the competition, it wasn't something like creating a business wasn't something you can just be like, oh, I want a business. Like you have to go through many people. You have to like find competitions and see like what they did to come up with like a business, and like Kahleel said, like going out and speaking to the community, because I chose, like me and my business partners, we chose Quincy. So we had to go out to Quincy and see like what Quincy had and what Quincy didn't have. And I'm from Quincy, so it's like coming from a Caribbean background, like they didn't have like the food and stuff like that we like to eat. So we was like, why not choose Quincy and bring some more diversity to it?
And Kahleel, what about what you learned just from talking to people, and you're talking to all these strangers around Cobbin Square? What was that like for you?
It was challenging and hard, but it was somewhat easy because when it's hard to walk up to a random person and just ask you, hey, our business plan is this, do you like it or not? And a lot of them did like it. That's what made it fun, because once you got to because we surveyed about 10 to 15 people, and once the first 3 people said, yeah, it's a strong idea, then we was like, okay, this is good, this is easy. You know, we can just walk up to someone else and say, hey, do you like our idea? A good, yeah, like I said before, a good 80% like the idea.
Great. Well, thank you both very much, Shayla Massiah and Kahleel Kennedy.